What if I told you that one of the most dangerous cult leaders in modern history didn't begin as a monster, but as a lonely, fragile child, terrified of his own thoughts? This is not a story about faith. This is a scientific autopsy of a human mind, and how unresolved childhood trauma, when mixed with religion and power, can destroy thousands of lives. This is Dissection of David Berg, founder of the Children of God cult, using psychology, psychohistory, and documented evidence. And once you understand how this happened, you'll realize something terrifying. Anyone can become dangerous if their wounds are never healed. David Berg was born in 1919 in Oakland, California, to two Christian evangelists. From the outside, his family looked holy. From the inside, it was a pressure cooker. His mother, Virginia Berg, dominated the household spiritually. She was the preacher, the authority, the moral judge. David later described himself as a very lonesome little boy, frail, shy, withdrawn, a bookworm who escaped reality. His mother was often absent, travelling for ministry. When she was present, she was controlling, harsh, and guilt-inducing. Psychologists call this insecure attachment, combined with moral authoritarianism, a combination known to produce deep internal shame. And shame doesn't disappear, it mutates. Before David Berg was old enough to understand sexuality, his body already had. According to his own writings, Berg experienced genital touching by an adult female, oral sensual contact before he understood early masturbation, and sexual experimentation with a cousin at the age of 7. But here's the key detail: pleasure was immediately followed by punishment. His mother slapped him, publicly humiliated him, threatened castration. At one point, she gathered the entire family, held a knife, and told him she would cut it off. This is textbook psychosexual trauma. Freud, Erikson, modern trauma psychology. They all agree on one thing: sexual arousal paired with terror creates lifelong fixation. Pleasure becomes guilt, desire becomes shame, and shame seeks power to erase itself. David Berg didn't become powerful early. In fact, he failed for decades. He bounced between small churches, teaching jobs, evangelical circuits, rejections and firings. By his late 40s, Berg admitted, "I felt I was passing my prime. I had not found God's will for my life." This is critical. Psychologists note that narcissistic collapse often occurs when a person believes they are special, but reality repeatedly proves otherwise. That collapse doesn't humble everyone, sometimes it radicalizes them. In 1968, Berg's mother died, and something snapped. Within months, Berg publicly declared war on the church system, on parents, on authority, on moral restraint. His own daughter later said, "He never attacked his upbringing while my grandmother was alive, only after she died." Psychologically, this matters, because when the source of shame dies, the repressed rage is unleashed. And Berg didn't just reject sexual guilt, he inverted it. What was once sin became God's will. Take a look at these innocent teenagers singing. They are undergoing something that would warp their minds for years to come, not knowing what a truly normal life looks like.
I thought was, "Dad, I don't want you to leave. And yes, we promise that we'll carry it on. At least we'll try with all of our heart. But before you go, we just want you to know, oh Dad, we're gonna carry it on."
David Berg didn't transform minds overnight. He did it slowly, layer by layer. First, he reframed sex itself. In his writings, known as the Mo Letters, Berg argued that Christianity had poisoned sexuality with guilt. Masturbation, natural, nudity, pure, marriage, a man-made limitation. Each idea felt rebellious, but liberating. Then came gradual desensitization. He didn't begin with extremes. He normalized open sexual talk, encouraged bralessness, weakened monogamy, promoted family love. By the time he introduced flirty fishing, where women used sex to recruit converts, it felt like a spiritual sacrifice, not exploitation. His own daughter later said this.
Hallelujah!
In 1973, Berg introduced a practice he calls flirty fishing. His older daughter, Deborah, who left the cult in the late 70s, explains the term.
Well, my dad got the terminology from fishing, what Jesus said in the Bible, to go out and fish for men. And so she was going to use the women to fish for the men, to bring the men to the kingdom of God through flirting. Only the flirting was more than flirting. It was actually, religious prostitution.
This is not even the most disturbing part. It is his teachings about sex, involving children. Take a look at this.
And even more alarming to Vivian were Berg's sexual doctrines involving children, the very age of her own.
God created boys and girls able to have children by about the age of 12 years of age. My God, now he's going to advocate childhood sex. He's going to advocate child brides. Yes.
In fact, this Children of God publication has a chapter called My Little Fish, which shows photos of children in suggestive poses. Here the caption reads, "That come hither look." There are also photos of children together and with adults.
Berg applied his sick and twisted thoughts not only to his followers, but also to his family.
Deborah, Berg himself has had an incestuous relationship with his other daughter, Faith, for years, although they both deny that's the case. In fact, a spokesman for Berg told 2020 that he does not advocate incest. Yet Deborah claims her father did approach her for sex, and that was the catalyst to her leaving the cult.
My dad was just an evil personality that was not hearing from God at all. I had to quit looking at him as the man as my father, but as a leader of a worldwide movement who was destroying people's lives.
This is a clip of children being interviewed who grew up behind the walls of this disturbing cult.
Yes.
These children, devoted to the cult, know all about its practices, including the religious prostitution, which until last year was advocated by Berg to win new disciples.
John, in terms of flirty fishing, do you think it works? Is it a good idea?
Yes, I've heard of about 100 of our converts were won over flirty fishing.
One of the only ways to get into their heart and to really show them the real love of God was to get in bed with them and to really share their hearts with them.
And April, do you think as you got older you would have been asked to do flirty fishing?
Of course not. You volunteer to.
And would you do it?
Of course.
To bring someone in, to make another believer, it's worth it to you?
Yes.
This is truly disturbing. This does not end here.
The children do say they've never had any sexual experiences with adults or other children, but they become extremely agitated when we ask them about Moses David Berg's teachings on sex.
My Little Fish. Now, your father described that as a routine publication. That entails graphic sex.
Who had this? They're not having sex, they're just kissing and hugging in bed. That's not sex.
April is very upset that 2020's obtained a copy of My Little Fish. Ex-members tell us the cult leaders say it should be kept secret.
If you show it to other people, they don't understand. That stuff's not supposed to be publicized. So many people think sex is wrong. So many people hate us. But we just telling them the truth. We're just telling them it's not wrong. We're just telling them that there's nothing wrong with it. And here come these publicizers showing them to everybody, making everybody think it's wrong.
This is printed and circulated, though.
Well, why do you need it? You don't need it.
It's not a private doc. It's printed and widely circulated around the world.
You're not supposed to have it.
This just shows how truly distorted worldview can become when children grow in such cults. The true crime is how one man with unhealed wounds unleashed his sick and twisted fantasies onto innocent children. These are not the only ones. There are hundreds of such innocents whose life had been ruined because of him. Verity Carter, sexually abused starting at age 4 by cult members, including her father Alexander Watt, who was convicted in 2018. Also endured repeated beatings, whippings, and isolation from outside culture. Ricky Rodriguez, raised in the cult, sexually abused by nannies and others. In 2005, he killed a former abuser, Angela Smith, before dying by suicide, leaving a video detailing his trauma. Davida Serena Kelly, sexually abused by David Berg as a child, raised in an abusive environment as the daughter of Berg's nanny, Sarah Kelly, described as a child bride to Berg. The deepest tragedy isn't the stories we heard, it's the voices that were silenced, sealed within those walls, erased before they ever had a chance to exist.